Our feature presentation.
This is Ed McMahon.
I said Andrew Z in the morning. It's time to wake up. Andrew Z in the morning. Yeah. Come on. What I miss. Demetrius starts the show laughing. You know it's gonna be a good one.
Hey, it's just funny watching Donnie walk in like, what am I doing today? I got a cup of coffee.
Why am I up?
Yeah. It's like he wandered into his office to check the stock market prices.
and the camera was on. He's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, guys.
Monday, March 15th. Demetrius Nicodemus, the P's, Donnie P, and Eastside Southside Gina. Andrew Z in the morning. Woo! And of course, producer George is here as well. Good morning, everybody. So did anyone watch the Grammys last night?
What had happened was.
It was a great show. I was very impressed. CBS will be getting a letter from some Karens
that's what my kids used to call my mom, Georgia. They're Gammy.
Yeah, where's the R? Where's the R?
Good morning.
Where's the R, Georgia?
Yeah, the Gammies were handed out last night, and it was 10 of the top grandmas in the country came together.
It's when you order Grammys from Wish. You get a Gammy.
Oh my God!
Some of the best shows ever was Estelle from Delaware who pulled out her teeth and did the whole Beyonce Black video, which was awesome. And let's not forget Greta, who came in and showed off all of her crocheting skills. And still told everybody she's still having sex. That was awesome.
That was awkward. That was the awkward part of the show. Ethel from Scotland, though, was very interesting because Ethel made homemade Werthers that she would hand out to everyone. Yes, She started handing them to the judges. I was like, "Whoa, Gammy!"
Yes, and literally used her own 92-year-old labia to make her own kilt.
Oh my God.
She wrapped it around her waist.
Demetrius, you have a skill that you need to add to your resume.
What is that?
Your skill is making normal shit awkward. You're so good at it. You're so good. Like we're having a completely normal conversation, and all of a sudden it's like granny vaginas. What the heck?
What?
How can you talk about grannies and not talk about their vaginas?
Really?
Okay. I've never in my life talked about a granny vagina until today.
Then you haven't had a good granny conversation ever.
Georgia, I hate you all. You're the one who put Gammies, not us.
I know. Wow. Here's hoping your kids aren't doing virtual school, Georgia.
She's like, please let them go back to school. They'll never fit in.
Yep. Shit looks right to me.
Oh God. Anyway, Grammys last night I thought was a great show. I'm now a big fan of the Black Pumas. I had never heard of them before, and they did a little story on the lead singer of the Black Pumas, who was in 2016, as late as 2016, he was a street performer in L.A. So, he'd go to Venice Beach and put his guitar case down, and people would throw dollar bills in. And he went from street performer to Grammy street performer to Grammy performer in 5 years. And so,
wow,
it was really cool. Some great performances last night.
He's the exception, not the rule.
I know. Now there's a billion.
That's not the dream you chase.
Although the guy that wears the all gold and the all silver and just stands there, that is a talent. I don't know. It's 80 degrees, and this dude is wearing. You know what I'm talking about? These guys that they're kind of like
the
robots.
Human statues.
Yes, the human statues.
Yeah.
That is a street performing talent right there.
Yeah,
You know,
when
they
they had
arrested
their
the naked cowboy last week.
What?
Yeah.
Again?
A cowboy got arrested last week. I think it was in Florida.
for aggressive panhandling. Shocking.
He needs to be canceled.
That's an actual charge. Like it's like a step above panhandling.
Yes,
It's aggressive or aggravated.
aggressive. It's
Can
aggressive.
you get an aggravated panhandling charge?
His
Yeah,
attitude
I
was
could-
fine.
I could. You're usually aggravated.
Only in the mornings, and today it's worse because it's fucking 5:30. I don't care
Not
what you guys say. I don't care what that clock says. It is 5:30 in the morning right now.
It's funny, Ash.
And that is why this is how you can relate to Trump people. That regardless of the reality, it's still 5:30 to them.
Yes, I get it now. I understand. Yes.
He's still president.
Trump what is it? 2024.
2024.
Yes. Everything is a lie. It's 5:30 in the morning.
Biden is not the real president.
And there's kids awake.
We didn't-
Why? Why do I have children awake in my house right now?
I don't know. We didn't really get $1,400 in stimulus money. That's all. That's all a mirage.
No.
Didn't we get their money yet? I did not get my money yet. Anybody?
No, but I got a letter yesterday, so I thought it was the money. So I got it, and I checked the mail last night at like, I don't know, 9 o'clock, which is
What?
a weird thing. It's like Sunday at 9, so I don't know the last time the mail was checked.
That's to make sure you got all of it.
Right. Well, there was a package in there. There was a letter from the Treasury, and I walk in, and I got the smirk on my face. Ashley's like, no. I'm like, look at it. It's right here. Look at it. She's like, what? So I open it up, and it was a letter, like, confirming that they sent us the second one that came like in December. Like, yeah, we sent you the second one a while back. I just want to make sure you got it. I was like, yeah, I got it.
How many millions of dollars did it take just to send that letter out?
Yeah.
Did you get your stimmy from December?
So I didn't get my stimmy yet, but and I hate that stimmy. That's so stupid. It's a stupid word we're saying. Anyway, I did not get it yet. But I did. We've been planning for like a couple weeks to take the boys shopping because they grew like, I don't know what happened. Like I blinked and now they're all out of all their clothes. So
Right.
Coronavirus is rich in vitamin D.
it must be rich in something. So I've been planning for like 2 weeks to take the boys shopping. The last Saturday, this Saturday. What the fuck day is it? Oh my God, I hate daylight savings time. Okay, so I take them
All
shopping.
this was just an hour. Could you imagine if she went someplace like Arizona, California would just make her angry all the time? It's fucking 3 hours. I lost 3 hours.
Hey, no, you cannot go. You cannot travel outside of this time zone.
It's different when I choose it. It's
Yeah.
different when I choose it.
Oh my God! Can you imagine her going to England?
Or Australia, where you lose an entire day.
I can't even understand. What time is it? Where am I? Why am I upside down?
I don't give a fuck. You people, this is why you people don't have good shit. It's still Monday. I don't care.
Well, there's gravity, right? I am upside down. I don't understand.
Toilets flush
Gina's-
backward. What the fuck?
Wait,
Gina's
how come I
global
turned
awareness
into
is
a
so strong.
smoking man.
That's what I had.
She knows
Your,
she's facing the wrong way.
your angry Gina sounds like, why the fuck are you always talking to me?
You sound like Marge Simpson's sister.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
anyway, I take them
For shopping.
shopping. So we're out shopping, and I'm like, what is going on? It was like Black Friday or something, and there's so many people. I'm like, why is it so peoply out? Like it doesn't even make sense. And then it dawned on me, why did I decide to take the boys shopping in the middle of tax season and when we got a stimulus?
And
And-
the sun was out, and it's coronavirus.
I mean, everybody, you
Yeah.
guys. But here was my thing. Five Below was I didn't go, but we went by there, and the line was wrapped around the entire store, and I'm like, you got $1,400 and you pick Five Below? What is wrong with you? Like
First of all,
splurge
that's-
a little.
That's genius. Can you imagine walking out of Five Below? You look like a baller.
I know.
You blow $1,400 at Five Below. Everybody gets to spend a little bit of money.
Yeah, I got a blow up ball. Sure did.
I got
It's like Julia Roberts
$1,400
in Pretty
bull.
Woman.
Like Julia Roberts. Yeah. I bought Smells Like Jovan Musk for men.
Yeah. That's exactly it. It's like women walking out of TJ Maxx here on the east side feeling like they're Pretty Woman. You're like, oh, look at you. Just
Yes, by the way, Chris Tiefel did I saw his Facebook page yesterday. He said he's gonna sleep in until 8 a.m. and he's not here. And
He
Natasha,
set an alarm on his vacation. What is wrong with that guy?
no.
he wants to maximize the entire vacation period.
He wants to be awake as much as possible.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, I figured it out. I have to wake up at 8 so I can maximize every day off that I have.
He's a boomer in a millennial's body.
All right, so what was I going to say? Oh yeah, back to the Grammys real quick. I thought it was a great show. I do want to talk about the Megan Thee Stallion WAP performance was a tad racy. So I'm sure CBS is going to get some calls. Dude, I love. Have you heard the new Bruno Mars song?
Leave the door open.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
With Anderson .Paak?
Yes, they've got their own group now. It's called Silk Sonic with Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars.
Yeah. And those two together, I can only imagine like just them singing just to set off orgasms through the United States.
Right?
Like women were just like, oh.
Dude, it's so cheesy because it's so old school. The song "Leave the Door Open." You have to watch the video, but it's so cheesy, but it's just so good. It's so funny. There's one part. He's like, "What you doing? What you doing? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, you got plans? Oh, shut your trap."
Oh man, Andrew, you took me right back. It was almost like the Grammys all over again.
Watch. I'm sipping wine, sip, in a robe, drip, drip. My house is clean, My pool warm. And then where's the Lay's line is hysterical to me. If you smoke, what you smoke? I got the haze, purple haze. And then
are you literally reading the lyrics off of a screen right now?
Yes. Because I had to get the Lay's line in there. It's hysterical. It's like, what you eating? I got Lay's, girl, or something like that. It's so hysterical.
Like potato chips?
Yes.
You got the Lay's potato chips?
Yeah.
Because after
better
you
have a
smoke,
dip with that.
So
hungry.
That pickup line would actually work on me.
Oh, here you go.
Lay's and the dip.
It's so good. Oh, here we go. So if you're trying to lay, I got. I don't know.
Oh my god!
I can't find it. It's hysterical.
It's a good song. We all. But I mean, honestly, think about like the person who wrote that must be in their like late 40s, right? Because nobody's leaving their door open anymore. Nobody calls and goes, "Hey, girl, I'm gonna leave my front door open. You can just show up." Remember those days when you could do that? Like text and like somebody would go, "Yeah, I'll just leave the front door open." That ain't a thing anymore.
Can you imagine though if you're like laying in bed and especially in the door, you're upstairs and the door opens, you're like, "What the fuck?"
Right?
Well, I think basically what it is it's kind of like a very lazy booty call, and I think most likely if you're giving that little effort, like I'm not coming to you or going out, but I'm gonna leave my door open. He's not just sending it to one person. So there's a chance 2 or 3 people might show up. There's a chance no one shows up.
Right.
But
here's
I'm gonna leave the door open if you want to come get some.
Like you
I
said,
am in my robe and eat potato chips.
Well, like you said, Donnie, it's a lazy booty call, but only hot dudes can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, only guys like Bruno Mars and you, Donnie, like me.
Yeah.
Like I could call 10 girls and leave the door open, and I know I'm gonna fall asleep.
And then just catch it. All you do is catch a draft.
I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you what, girl. I'll even make it easier. I'll leave the door wide open.
I'm gonna send an Uber over. You just get in.
Yeah, all you gotta do.
Send an
What's
Uber
the opposite of a
over.
panty dropper? What's the opposite of that? That's what Demetrius is doing right now.
That would be
Panty picker
grandma vagina.
You know, be a panty locker. Like my
Penny picker.
I know.
panties are locked. They ain't coming
You
off.
hear that? That's the chastity belts clinking closed.
gonna
The
get myself-
leaving the door open thing just reminded me of a story that one of my friends caught her boyfriend cheating. She went
Georgia.
she had a fielding. That's me. She had a
Shut up,
feeling. It
Gina.
was 5:30 in the morning. Leave me alone.
Oh my
She had a
God! Stop.
feeling that, and she went and she drove by her friend's house, and her boyfriend's car was in the driveway. So
Was
she
her
went to go in.
boyfriend's Shaggy.
No, he was. It was. They did try to pull the "wasn't me" story though. And she walked. They had left the door unlocked. You morons! Like, who cheats and leaves the door unlocked? But anyways, that just reminded me when you said about leaving the door open. I was like, well, I know somebody that did.
I'm gonna get myself reported by DoorDash next time I order some food. In the notes, I'll just be like, I'm gonna leave the door open.
Yeah. Please see Bruno Mars lyrics for instructions on how to drop off food.
What else? I was going to say something else. I don't remember. Anyway, it was a good show last night. I had fun with it. People were hating on it, dude. People are so miserable nowadays. It's like you're going to hate on anything.
Yes.
It's anything. It's so annoying. You guys
Well,
enjoy life.
Random addition to the Grammy talk.
Uh-huh.
So I watched, Ashley and I love watching documentaries, and we found this one. It's called Stallone Frank. That is. Have you heard of this?
So it's the lesser known brother of Rocky fame, Sylvester.
Yes. Yeah. And he's actually like a really talented musician.
Oh
like,
my God. You watched
for
it?
like 50 years. We watched this whole. No, I'm telling you, I watched this thing, and it's kind of like shook me. It's bothered me because I'm like, they're showing him he's like really good. It's like, and you just don't believe that he would be good because you've
He's
never
a
really heard
Stallone.
of him.
You're
Right.
thinking-
Like, he must suck, but he doesn't suck. And he
I
was
know.
actually nominated for a Grammy in like 1983.
and you're thinking, well, how did my less talented speech impediment brother
Yeah.
get all this fame when I'm really the talented
Right.
one in the family?
And yeah, and he
My brother
sounds,
can't
he
even
looks
talk.
exactly. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. He
No.
looks exactly like Sylvester Stallone, but he sounds nothing like him.
Yeah.
His voice
Hey.
is like a little higher. He speaks like super clearly, and it's just like
No.
it's like he's gotta suck. Literally, this morning I was making my coffee, and it's just wouldn't. I couldn't let it
In
go.
your
I
head?
was like
It's in your
listening
head?
to Stallone songs on my Apple Music. Just be like, he's gotta suck. Let me find a sucky song, but like
Singing
they're
Stallone
pretty
songs,
good. I was
not Sylvester.
Frank
Yeah.
Stallone.
Wait, you go to your phone and you're like, play Stallone songs, Frank, and then your phone is like, really, Frank?
Right.
What?
What do you
Your phone's
mean?
like this. Frank Stallone sings.
But like,
What?
yeah, that's
And
really-
like literally, it gives you that quizzical face. What?
it's funny that you said that because like a big part of the documentary was how one of the reasons it was so hard for him to take off any kind of music career is because he's just known as Rocky's brother. So you're
Right.
like, hey Siri, play me some Frank Stallone music. You mean Rocky's brother?
Yeah,
Are
exactly.
you sure?
Are you sure? I like Natasha says, I can't watch award shows because I don't know anyone anymore. But here's the difference, and I get it.
Siri, I'm sorry.
Because when it comes to like the Academy Awards and all these actor shows, like there's so many shows out there now, and you don't get 80 million people watching a show anymore because if you watch like some show on Netflix, 1 or 2 million people are going to watch it. So most people that watch these actors aren't going to know it. But the great thing about the Grammys is they're singing their songs. So it's a lot of stuff I had never heard of or people I'd never heard of, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. It exposed me to new music. There's this girl group. There's 3 girls. I don't remember the name of the group at the beginning of the show. And
Pussycat Dolls.
what was it called?
Pussycat Dolls.
Colleen says called
Spice Girls.
No, they're called Shut up. They're called Hide, and they were amazing. And
Because that's what they hear a lot from their boyfriends when their wives come home. Hide, bitch. Hide.
We should start a band. Why are we always in this closet together?
we might as well start singing.
Are we all dating Frank Stallone?
He said, "Leave the door open." I thought he said to me, and he's married. So Hyde, there's one girl. She's the drummer, but she's also the lead singer, and she's got a guitar strapped to her back. So she's playing the drums, singing. Then at one part, she gets up from the drums, flips the guitar around, goes to the mic in front of the stage, starts riffing on the guitar, singing. While she's doing that, one of the other girls flips in on the drums, and she's just doing the drums standing up. And then this girl flips her guitar back, goes back to the drums, and then starts nailing. They were good. I don't even know.
You know what that says to me?
Good.
The other one is lazy. There's one girl in that band that won't do shit.
So she's got to do it all.
So this girl's like, I got to play the guitar and the drums. And she's like, yes, girl.
Like fucking
yes.
Tracy. God.
Yeah. Why is
Fine,
Tracy
I'll
even in the band?
I'll learn how to fucking play guitar too, Tracy. How's that?
Yeah.
You sit there and sing.
My dad said, if you want to still be in this band, that's what you're going to have to do.
My dad's paying all the bills. So all right, let's see. So I mean, did everything else from the Grammys? Oh, I gotta show you one thing. Georgia, see if you can pull up Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter / Miley Cyrus's little sister Noah, and she's getting some comments about what she wore to the Grammys, and it's very interesting. The guy on E when she came up on the red carpet said she looks like she's wearing a vagina, like just
whose vagina looks like that?
The lady from the Grannies.
And then we watched the Grannies last night, look just like that.
So that would make that little top thing on her head like what? The button? That would be the thing. That would be the thing that guys would have to pay attention to, right? It's just that little top part of her hair. Gentlemen, touch the top part of her hair. Never the nose. Oh
my God. So
technically, she is wearing at least one vagina.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yes.
And then so she's wearing that, and I otherwise I thought it was like a mattress. It looks like she's carrying a mattress around with her.
She got some sheets and some zip ties and some starch spray, and she was like, "This is what's going on today. Fuck you, Valentino. You will provide me with a dress."
The problem is she has narcolepsy, so this was the perfect way for them to tie together.
It's her narcolepsy helmet.
Grammy fashion / practicality all in one. She just falls back during an interview. Damn.
Fall asleep and look award show ready anytime with the Vagina Craftmatic. That's right, people. It's got 4 settings. Are you tired of your vagina snoring? Push 2. Make it sit up a little bit.
Oh, what is it? What is your sleep number?
Yes. My vagina sleep number is 6. 6 inches deep. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. So, anyway, what?
He had to shut you down because he got jealous about your 6 inches. He's like, 6. Shh,
yeah.
Stop
he's
talking,
like,
Demetrius.
He's like, look at you using up those extra 3 inches.
So I never knew that the daylight savings was a controversy, but Gina has been bitching about it for the last 24 minutes. And
I have
so
barely talked.
I look on Ashley P's page, and she's like, "Who out there hates daylight?" And I'm like, I never knew this thing. Everyone looks forward to daylight savings. That you could be out till 8, 9 o'clock. There is who would be happy about it being dark at 5? Nobody.
It's not about how late. Listen, I stay up until 11 o'clock at night, at midnight anyway, because I got shit to do. But now I got to wake up an extra hour early. That's why. I mean, that is why, because it's not about the day. Who gives a shit about the daylight if you got to get up at the ass crack of dawn?
What do you mean?
You're gonna miss it. I'm gonna be in bed I'm gonna be a boomer. I'm gonna be in bed. I'm gonna have supper at 4. I'm gonna be Demetrius.
No.
I'm gonna have supper at 4. I'm gonna be in bed by 7 because now I also get up at.
I want
3:30
to
in the
tell
morning.
you right now, this daylight savings time has played right into my lifestyle. This right here is the absolute shit. Because when I woke up at 3:30 in the morning, guess what time it was? 4:30. Guess who slept in? This motherfucker right here.
Yeah.
That's right. Guess who? Guess who goes to bed at 9? It may actually be 8, but it's 9 according to everybody else. Who's up late? This dude.
That's the one. He's up late. God, we sound old as hell. It's so true though. And it's like, now you're going to bed and it's light out. You're like, whoa, like we were
And
in
you're
bed.
just falling asleep on the Davenport.
Fuck yes, with your sweet tea. Yes.
We were in bed by 6 last night. By 6.
Wow.
Watching the red carpet and watching the Grammys. And yeah, I never used to do that. I used to hate laying in bed, other than at bedtime. Like I'm one of those ones that watches TV downstairs. You turn it off, you go upstairs, and you go to bed. Colleen she'll be in bed 20 hours if she was allowed. She would just stay in bed for 20 hours, and I hate it.
In the bath for the other 4.
Yes, exactly. She'll take 2 baths a day. It's so annoying. But anyway, all right. What else? Let's see. Anyone else got anything from the week? Oh, I know what else I was going to say real quick, and then I'll get to you. Is I also noticed that a lot of people are going to Mr. G's barn for ice cream. First, Georgia shows this line that's down the street. She sends a picture, and then Donnie P posts a picture that's a line down the street. So for like hours, it's like these poor Mr. G's workers, like they never get a break. It's constant. And here's the thing.
You can't get these many people to show up for a fucking vaccine.
if they were giving Mr. G's ice cream, I could.
I know. They need to start fucking dropping off that vaccine at Mr. G's.
If the government was smart, they would. Because here's the thing. The government's doing drive-thrus now. What about that? You're in line at Mr. G's and you stick your arm out the window.
Just drive through with your arm out the window?
Yes. You get the
and stick you when you go by?
Yes, and then you get there.
Get your chili fries and your soft serve.
Nice. So here's the thing. So I am by far there is no better ice cream than Mr. Freeze. Donnie likes Mr. G's, which is a big step down. But here's the thing: the reason Donnie didn't even say anything.
No,
I'm waiting.
Oh, because he's gonna be waiting outside your door.
Dude, I got.
You're gonna find. They're gonna find a shit ton of
dog.
Mr. G's ice cream shoved up Andrew's ass.
I got a chili cheese hot dog with onions and jalapenos, and it comes and it's like wrapped in that paper.
Yeah,
you know that like
deli paper. It's the
deli
white
paper
stuff. Yeah.
Oh man,
White
like
stuff?
anything in deli paper is like
That line.
stepped up a couple of notches, and it's just I just can't explain it, you guys. It was exquisite.
Look at that! Look at that line. You see down that street right there.
Yeah.
Okay,
About
so
where I got in line.
Yeah, and then Donnie posted a picture from in that line.
I know. Well, George's picture has Donnie back there. Look, he's like the last car.
That's absolutely unreal. Donnie, like, she takes a picture. Donnie's like, I'm in that line.
Hey guys.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. So
telling you,
Mr. G's has far less quality ice cream by far than Mr. Freeze, right? But Mr. Freeze doesn't have the lines like that. So here's what I'm gonna tell you guys. And this is as I look for my next business venture, you cannot underestimate the power of the drive-through. You cannot. Yeah. There are people that just don't, especially with COVID now, they just don't want to get out of the car. You don't realize how strong that lazy urge is. And it really is. Like that's why Dunkin' Donuts is on the corner. They're always looking for end caps so they can throw in their drive-through. Starbucks, they always want to throw in a drive-through. But the rest of the businesses, they don't realize. They think, oh, it's no big deal. I'm going to make it easy. I'll do curbside. I'll do whatever. No, people want to drive through. And especially with COVID now, we become so lazy. Look at McDonald's. The line wraps around the shitty ass burgers. The line wraps around 9 times because people want drive throughs. So it's
true because Subway is probably my favorite fast food restaurant. Like that's my go-to. But I don't go to it because I have to get out of the car and go in. And I don't have time for that shit. I have time to sit in a line for 60 minutes instead of walking in and taking 10. Damn it.
Gina's not in the minority anymore. People would rather sit in their car for 45 minutes than walk in and it's less than 10 to go in, get your food and get out. It's weird. I don't know what it is, but it just is. And the most ironic one is you're so lazy, you're going to eat healthy at Subway, but not get out of the car.
Demetrius has 57 jokes right now. He's just holding them all in. He's got like 57 fat jokes that he wants to go.
And
Go ahead.
It's very funny to me that like some way or another, like we find a way to bring this shit back to food, and not even food now. Now he's literally talking about the hole that food comes through. Like it's a hole in the wall that people hate. It's the glory hole of fast food. You just shove, like fries come out of it, you put it in your mouth. I guess that's how that shit works. But it's just a drive-through window, and it's like a business will fail without a hole in the wall to put food through.
People ask me what this show's about, and I legitimately have to say sometimes food and dicks.
Yeah.
Well, here's a go.
If there was a restaurant that was called Dick's, oh my God, it would be the whole show.
It would be Andrew's restaurant.
It would be the whole show. We would run through appetizers, go back to Dick's, then entrees, back to Dick's.
I'd leave the window open. Put
24 hours.
So you can get your food in it.
Oh my God.
All right, here's another thing that, and I was hoping she was going to be here, but we're going to have to let Donnie answer. There was a cryptic message on Ashley P's Facebook page as well.
Let's see.
Besides seeing the controversy of daylight savings.
So while he's looking that up,
can
I hit my little story?
Yes, go.
And it's real quick. I just want to give a big shout out to the nurse who was driving the Subaru SUV in front of me at the drive-through window of McDonald's. She paid for my food.
Oh,
It was the craziest. And let me just tell you, at that McDonald's, you could tell that nobody had ever paid for anybody's food ever at that McDonald's, because the lady at the register went like this. That lady just paid for all your food. And I went, all of it? And she goes, yeah, because it was like $22 worth of food.
wow.
And she goes, did you have the Big Mac meal? And I said, yeah. And she goes, she paid for it. And I was like, just the Big Mac meal? And she goes, no, all of it. And then I had a moment where I'm like, maybe I should pay for the car behind me.
Stop. Don't talk anymore. All right. Did Demetrius, don't give it away, pay for the next person's food, or did he do the asshole move?
Hell no.
And take the free.
He asked how much
move.
He asked how much it was, and then he's like, nah.
Okay. He asked how much it was and said, nah. Okay, Donnie. Gina says no.
I mean, no way.
No. Donnie said, no way.
I'm not
Brenda
saying I
says
wouldn't
no.
either. I don't.
Okay. Yes, you would, Donnie.
I mean, if someone, listen, only because I wouldn't even think of it. Someone would be like, Donnie, you should probably pay for the guy. I'm like, oh, okay, I will. But if I'm by myself, there's no way that thought process is
really
there's too much other bullshit. I'm still trying to figure out why Frank Stallone is a musician. I'm not thinking that far ahead. So it's not out of maliciousness. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think, unless someone would bring it to your attention, that you would do that.
Well, yeah, they bring it to your attention when you go to pay, and they're like, no, you're paid for. So
it's still about you at that point.
Okay, so
there's no, the line behind you doesn't even exist unless somebody points it out to you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
it's not even a person back there. It's just a fog.
So Donnie says no. Gina says no. Georgia says that he paid it forward. I'm gonna say no, you did not. Demetrius,
well,
story.
Before I give you your answer, I will say that I said thank you to the car in front of me. I was like, thank you. And then I waved. I was like, I waved at her, and she went like this. She looked back, and she was like, no problem. And then I looked at my rearview mirror, and it was like a church bus. And I said, fuck no. I was like, Jesus will understand. I ain't paying for a church bus.
I ain't got my stimmy yet.
Yeah. You motherfuckers look like you're going to a cheer competition. I ain't fucking doing that.
I think you guys were right. He did not do it.
I did. I looked at my rearview mirror and it was a church bus full of people, and I was like, I'm like, Jesus will understand.
You did consider it. You did consider it.
I did, and I'm telling you, if you want it to be easier, show up in tinier cars. Don't bring the whole fucking family with you.
Show up in tinier cars, right? If you want to have it paid forward to you, show up in a tinier.
Don't show up in a fucking conversion van. That's just irresponsible. You're not shopping smart.
That's awesome. All right, so here's Ashley P's Ashley P's next message on her Facebook page. Sometimes being nice just isn't enough. Blah. TGI Friday.
Whoa. Which is the nicest aggressive way you could post something on Facebook, right? She's like, being nice isn't enough, and then she's like, thank God it's Friday.
I think with a heart emoji. Yeah, she's like, sometimes being nice just isn't enough. Blah. TGI Friday.
Oh man.
Okay. So Donnie, do you have any insight on this breaking news post from Ashley P? Because I bet
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to wait till she's on. I mean, I know exactly what it's about.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Colleen knows what it's about too. How do you know?
She bitched about it for 3 hours to him, I'm sure.
Donnie knows exactly what it's about.
It went through the weekend.
Colleen
say,
leave Ashley alone.
I instantly, when I saw her that post, Ashley's become like, I love her. Like, I'm like, she's my Ashley. So I was like instantly like defensive, like, oh, whose ass am I whooping? Right. What's going on?
I mean, yeah, I'm with you. I went the same place. I was like, man, what do I do? So I just had to get my listening skills going and just let her tell me about it all weekend.
Wow. Yeah.
As a good husband, though, I can't put her business out there. I gotta wait.
We gotta hear it straight from Ashley.
All right, well, we'll have to wait then.
See, Natasha loves Ashley too. We all do. Ashley's got a whole like tribe of people behind her. Oh. Like all she has to do is be like, please don't make me make a Facebook post. Don't make me do that.
Right. I know. All right. Well, we'll have to find out. Hopefully, she'll be on this week and we'll be able to ask her about her cryptic Facebook post.
Do you ever have you like? Sometimes I just say like it's funny. I'm like sometimes you have to men, especially married men, have to thank God for Facebook. Sometimes, not a lot, but sometimes because. There are times when like your friends will be like, bro, did you see what your wife posted? And you're like, oh, guess it's time to fucking talk.
There was a time when Colleen and I first got together where she posted everything on Facebook. Well, I guess I'll be leaving the house today. And I'm like, oh my God. And we you get in a fight, and then 5 minutes later, ding, there's like a notification. You're like, oh fuck, what did she post? And I had to tell her, I'm like, dude, I don't live my life like that. You gotta stop putting that shit on Facebook. And she did stop. Go ahead, Donnie.
And it's fine because you wanted to have an avenue to talk to people and vent, but it's like because like this is just making my mom call me. Like
yeah. Now
I'm checking in on what did I do?
Yeah, Donnie, what did you do? Donnie, like, Donald, what did you do?
You're sitting there, you're like, what? My Grammy's getting ready for an award show, and she's got to call and check on me.
I know.
Do you not understand? This is her big day.
Oh man. All right, so we'll have to find out what's going on with that. Anything else? Anyone else got anything?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
It's a very important question.
Okay.
When you're thirsty, when you're thirsty, is a milkshake gonna do it for you?
Oh my God, here we go. Here we fucking go. You want to go? You want to go?
Like if you're thirsty, do you go get a milkshake? Is that a thing or is that a fat ass thing?
It depends on
a fat ass thing
and hungry.
And that's a man. I'm so thirsty, but I need like 1,500 calories through a straw.
Okay, so let me tell you about this fat fuck that I know. I go to a meeting. First of all,
What kind of meeting? Is it like a food meeting? Because then
No,
we can double down on this.
no, it was an amazing meeting, and it was at a dispensary called Teebs, which is an awesome place. It was so fun. But anyway, besides that, the meeting was fantastic.
Weed dispensary.
Yes, so a weed dispensary. So we go.
Is that really a meeting, or is that just a bunch of people who forget to leave a room?
Well, I left with CBD, so I mean, it can be a meeting.
You order the flight.
Just people who are like, man, I guess, and we're all talking. I guess we'll call this a meeting.
There was a fridge involved, actually. So anyways, we on the way up there, Andrew drops his phone on the floor. Okay, and immediately I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. Like, you're gonna reach down. We're on the E-way. He's gonna get this phone. And I asked him, I'm like, Andrew, please don't get the phone. He's like, I need the phone. You don't need the phone. You do not need the phone. He's driving down the E-way. And I'm telling you, you do not need that phone. Do not get that phone.
We were still 20 minutes away. There's no way I'm gonna go another 20 minutes without my phone. I'm taking the dive for the phone. I'm diving.
So I'm like, we're gonna die. That's it. This is the end of my life. We're about to die. So he decides he's gonna compromise, and he waits till we get off the E-way. The problem is, when we get off the E-way, we're now on a bridge. This asshole goes for his phone on a bridge, and he starts like kind of drifting towards the middle line. And I'm like, Andrew, there is a car coming, and I'm legit terrified. And so he's like, oh, and he's laughing because he thinks it's funny. He's reaching for his phone. We're driving head on into a truck. And he's like, oh. Then he goes and kind of like overcorrects, but I feel like he did it on purpose. Now we're going towards the edge of the bridge. I'm like, it's a fucking bridge. I'm screaming at him because I really think we're going to die. And he's laughing. So he thinks this is funny. So he did get the phone, and we didn't die, and we went to the meeting. But then we were leaving, and he says, he's hungry. So we stop at Rallies, and he ruins my diet.
No. Hold on. First off, I wanted to leave the meeting a half hour earlier. Gina will not shut the fuck up. We've been there. I'm like, Gina, dude, I gotta be somewhere at 2:30. It was 1, and I'm like, Gina, we gotta wrap up. It's 45 minutes away. We gotta wrap up because I wanted to get healthy. I wanted to go tacos, because I can do a couple tacos
healthy,
couple tacos on corn tortillas with chicken. And you can even do some guacamole and salsa, and be all cool. Well, now she stays an extra half an hour. I'm like, I'm wrapping this meeting. It's like, all right, cool, sounds good. I got all the notes. Thanks, you guys. And she just will not stop talking. It's so annoying. And I'm like, well, now we don't even have time to stop for tacos.
I needed CBD.
There are no drive-through tacos except Taco Bell, and I don't even consider that tacos. So it's like, now we got to stop somewhere with a fast food window because I haven't eaten all day. It's 2 o'clock.
So he's fat because I talk a lot.
So you were feeling peckish.
Yeah. Oh yes, I was for sure.
Yeah, a little peckish.
Oh, he was for sure hangry.
With her for hours, and she wouldn't.
All right. Okay. So how does this long ass story tie into? Can you be thirsty and drink a milkshake?
Listen, so we go to Rallies, and whatever. He gets like 5 things, like 57-11 things on the menu. So we're driving, and he's like, oh, and I'm like, I wanted my chicken sandwich meal with a diet, which he thinks he's cracking up laughing about the Diet Coke. So he thinks this shit's funny. So we go, and we're driving down the road. He's like, oh shit, I'm thirsty.
She got the biggest bacon cheese chicken sandwich.
It was delicious too. And then
and give me a diet Coke,
because I won't drink my carbs.
I'm really watching my intake here.
That's what I told him. I said, I'm trying to be skinny. This is gonna
do
it. Will do,
ma'am. And that's let me read this message back to you. This order is that's one large chicken sandwich with a hamburger patty on top of it. 2 slices of cheese, 4 slices of bacon, no lettuce because lettuce just takes up space, right, ma'am? Okay, right. And then 4 fries on top of that, and a large diet.
Oh, you forgot extra mayo.
Extra mayo.
All right, we got a Biggie chicken coming in. Hot.
But they're actually talking about me. I'm the Biggie.
Go
Dude,
ahead.
how funny would that be? Like, we got a Biggie chicken, and they're like, "Yes, it was all a dream."
Biggie chicken.
That would sell out. That would sell out every single day before noon. It really would.
And like a "it was all a dream" combo.
Dude, I love how you guys were so irritated with each other that you went to Rallies, which is fast food, and then just food shamed each other for the next 35 minutes so you couldn't enjoy it.
The whole 45-minute ride was nothing but me and him calling each other fat. The whole ride. That's all it was. But so we leave there. He's like, "Oh, I'm thirsty." So he's like, I'm about to go through this drive-through real quick. So we go through the drive-through, and I'm not really paying much attention, but I will admit how fat I am. I did look at the menu and consider some cheddar bites. I'm like, oh no, wait, I'm not hungry. So then we go up. I didn't pay any attention to what he orders, and they hand it to him, and we take off. And I look over, and I'm like, "Did you really get a milkshake because you're thirsty, you fat?" Like, you really did that? So yes, this dude gets a milkshake. So I ended up having to go live because I knew I was going to die. He's the worst driver ever, you guys. Have you ever rode with him? He is the worst driver I've ever seen. He waits until you're like 2 feet away from the car in front of you and then slams on the brakes. And he drifts all over the road. There's a couple times where I'm like, "Hey, that's a car over there. We're about to die." And he's like, "They're coming into my lane." And clearly they're not in his lane. It's the worst. He's the worst driver, you guys. The worst.
It's not true. It's fake news.
It is. I'm never going to another meeting with him again, ever. It's not happening.
What did you quench your thirst, Andrew?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So after you drank it, you were no longer thirsty. Right? Was that this? Okay. So I guess thirst is a personal thing, and if you drink a milkshake and it quenches your thirst, then so be it. You're just ass out when you're stuck in the desert because nobody just carries around bottles of milkshake.
Natasha, he didn't eat.
Yeah.
He didn't eat anything healthy. He got like 2 hot dogs and a hamburger and no pop.
It's fake news, but I did get hot dog. Well, look, hot dogs aren't that bad for you. They're really not. I know it's. I mean, other than the nastiness that's inside of the skin, but hot dogs really they're like if you're doing like Weight Watchers like I did back in the day. I've done them all, but there was like 3. They're like 3 points. They're not that bad, but again,
chicken lips are really low in fat.
Yes, chicken.
They are. The peaks are fine.
Yes, absolutely. It gives it crunch. Woody Allen. We talked about this. There's a documentary, Allen versus Pharaoh, which is about creeper Woody Allen who married his wife's stepdaughter. But the docuseries, the last episode,
wife's stepdaughter would be his daughter. I feel like you said that wrong.
His wife's adopted daughter.
Okay. But it was a 4-part documentary. They just aired the 4th part. But last night, here's the thing.
What the fuck? How many parts? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, that's literally when you're like a pedophile or something and somebody's doing a series on you, like, you got to go, how many parts? Like, R. Kelly is like, fuck, how many parts?
Right.
Shit.
Exactly. But if you look here, Georgia, if you can put this picture up, this dude, this is not a shocker, but this dude, they focused on it on last night's episode, is that he was good friends with Jeffrey Epstein, who of course is the known pedophile that killed himself in jail. But dude, Woody Allen is such a creeper, and we ignored it as a society. We ignored it as Hollywood. We ignored it for so long. But he's such a fucking creep, and they just explored that creepiness again last night. And look at this picture. There's Jeffrey Epstein in front, and there's Woody Allen with his wife's adopted daughter trailing behind. Fucking creeper, dude.
He's got her by the arm. Like, that looks creepy.
Well, that's because he can't stand up. He is like 80 years old. Look at how high that shirt is tucked down to his knees.
I know.
So like Georgia just posted up there too, the way he's holding her arm. We saw it at the same time. And I'll tell you, if that was the case, she would be accommodating his arm. Like she would have her arm
Come
out
on
to
now.
balance him.
Let's not
I'm
say what
telling you.
she would be doing.
I can tell you
That's
body
crazy.
language. That's
No,
called
what
body language.
You're seeing a picture.
Yeah. Women, every woman that's seeing that will agree with me. I promise you.
All of you Matlock
guys.
bitches, shut the fuck up.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
You guys.
What were you saying, Donnie?
So Gina just said body language. I found this YouTube page over the weekend
Uh-huh.
that's all about this dude that watches testimonies and videos and interviews and talks about their body language, and it's called Observe. It's really cool. You guys should check it out. He does like Britney Spears. He does Amber Heard. He does the manager from the Cecil Hotel. Like that's how I found it. Like we just went down this rabbit hole on his YouTube page. The page is called Observe. It's really cool.
All right.
Check that out.
I
wonder what he feels about this picture. I bet he agrees.
I'm gonna look it up and see if he's done any kind of anything about this.
Okay. And then let's see. Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa's son Joaquin is now going to be going to the University of Michigan for wrestling. That is their youngest son. Over the weekend, University of Michigan wrestling team announced that the Live with Kelly and Ryan host 18-year-old son has signed with their program. They welcome Joaquin Consuelos. New Blue, Go Blue, the university wrote in their announcement alongside a photo of Joaquin wearing the blue and maize colors. And then, so congratulations, Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa's kid's going to be right up the road in wrestling for the University of Michigan.
That sounds like a category called "What are two things I could not care any less about?"
I was
right. It sounds like I thought you were going to say who's going to the home wrestling meet with you.
Yeah,
a road trip.
Attendance is going to be skyrocketing at the matches.
Jesus, that does not look like Mark Consuelos. Holy crap! But I mean, honestly, you want to think about whether or not I think wrestling programs are literally like the only programs with untapped potential to generate revenue. Like they really need to go more towards that WWE platform instead of just recruiting regular athletes. You got to get characters in there. Like this kid needs to have an alter ego, and then they need to say, and then Tin Can Consuelos has now signed with the Michigan Wolverines, and he will be bringing the pain every Saturday and Sunday. And he's like, I can't wait to take a shit on a Buckeye.
They do. They need to take the fun and dramatic level up a little bit because it's kind of boring. It's boring with the tint of gay that they're just rolling around in singlets, grabbing each other's dongs.
With just the soupçon of homosexuality.
I think that's an illegal move. I don't think you're allowed to grab dong. No.
Yeah.
They are.
I'm just saying that's a good way for me to tap out. Like that you don't even have to put it in a hold. You just brush by it, and then I'm like, you win.
Now, here's the last thing that I have for the day, and of course, since I get two things. Obviously, Tiefel's WTF Ebenezer News. The WTF News with Ebenezer Benrod is not. We're not going to have it.
What's right? What just happened in the last few sentences?
He's gone one day. He's not even gone one full day.
Did you just have a stroke, Andrew?
What?
You said the last few sentences was just you having a stroke trying to talk about news. You said a jumble of words that no one understood. What?
Ebenezer Benrod, sliced tomatoes. I like sardines. Sometimes monkeys make my feet stink.
Back to you, Gina.
Like what? What just happened? Okay, so before I get into my next story, I got to do this one. So Colleen posts, and I'm going to try to see if I can pull up the post. Colleen posted over the weekend about her aunt and her problems with a handicapped van that she's got because she's in a wheelchair. So I guess it's hard to get people to work on this handicap van because of the hand controls, and I guess there's a lot of electronics in there that people don't want to screw with, right? So this is Colleen's post on the 13th, which would have been 2 days ago. So let me get this straight. Towed Aunt Ogie's car van to AAA, Northwest Ohio, told by the supervisors they cannot repair her van due to the adaptive equipment. She's quadriplegic. Towed it from there to Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Same thing. They cannot touch it due to the hand controls. So where is she supposed to get a vehicle serviced? To say I'm pissed is a complete understatement. Charlie's had her van a week before calling her to say they couldn't perform services on a Chrysler because of the hand controls. The real kicker here, you can turn hand controls off and it's a normal ass van. Oh yeah, the fact that there was no front seat was another issue. Of course, there isn't a front seat. Her damn wheelchair is like 400 pounds. Alone, she drives her wheelchair up the ramp, then places her wheelchair in a locked position and behind the wheel and drives or whatever. So Colleen was not happy about this thing at all. So she posts that, and then later on that afternoon, about 2 or 3 hours later, I get a call from Chris Tiefel, and he never calls me. And I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Tiefel?" He goes, "I just want to let you know that the tire man in Maumee will work on." I didn't have Colleen's phone number. The tire man in Maumee will work on the van. I talked to Sean there. He talked to the supervisor, and they got it approved. So she just needs to take the van over there. It was the nicest thing. Like, dude, you have no vested interest in this other than a Facebook post, and you called around to find a place that would work on this van. So as hard a time as we give to Chris Tiefel, that was probably the nicest thing somebody could have done. To he tries to hide. Look, he's got his core center is nice nougat. He's wrapped in asshole. He's dipped in asshole, but the nougat, but the nice nougat center of him is amazing. It's just milk chocolate asshole around it. But he's dipped a good guy and he's single. What Donnie?
Dipped in asshole. I've never heard that before, and I like it. I'm just trying to...
He is a nice guy, but you got to admit, Andrew, that was the most Tiefel-ish nice guy thing to do.
What do you mean?
Because he's still well, actually, her. She says no one will work on this car, and he's like, well, actually, I called a bunch of places, and one will. So I guess it was nice, but it was still a very Chris Tiefel.
It was a Tiefel nice thing to do, but it was super sweet though.
It is kind of weird that like that's the thing that's his wheelhouse is. You can't find somebody to work on an adaptive van. You got to call Chris Tiefel. Chris Tiefel is the fixer for adaptive van shit. And you just got to go, wow, that's very specific.
Well, if you're having problems that the law won't fix, you call Queen Latifah. If you're having problems with your van, then you call Chris.
If you're having problems, buddy, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but my adaptive van ain't one.
Well, hers isn't anymore either. So
exactly.
Did you take it there? Because I love Ogie and I want her to get that fixed.
I don't know what they ended up doing.
She's a fun fact is Colleen's aunt Ogie is a Paralympic champion, gold medalist.
Yes.
Isn't that awesome?
It is awesome. I know.
Yes, I love her so much.
Okay, and finally, now I know that people are like making fun of woke, and you're gonna cancel me, but
depends on what you did.
Exactly, thank you, Donnie.
Did Rudolph just get canceled because that's?
He thinks I'm cute.
I never realized that Andrew has a dead-on Rudolph accent.
He really does. That's also his Chris Tiefel impression.
He thinks I'm cute. I love it. Natasha, you just got to tell him they say it can't be done, and Chris says, "Hold my beer."
True story.
Because the only thing Chris wants to do is tell you how you didn't make enough calls.
Yes, how you're wrong. Of course, that's what he does. Good morning, Heather. Okay, so what was I saying? I don't remember now. I was right in the middle of something.
Something about Rudolph getting canceled.
Cancel culture.
Wokeness.
So, and Donnie just nailed it. It depends on what it is. You can't just say whatever asshole thing you want to say, and then insulate yourself from criticism by saying, "Oh, it's the woke police." No, it's because you just can't say any asshole thing without having some repercussions. There are repercussions to the asshole thing you say. But in this case, this one's a little rough for me. Like I said, it's a case by case basis. But people have been using that to shield themselves, the woke thing, because like they're like, oh, this is another thing that annoys me, and I make fun of Generation Z as well, the current generation, and they make fun of boomers and go back and forth. But bottom line with Generation Z is the way you make fun of them. Oh, sorry, they're trying to be a little more kind to people. They're trying to be. What's wrong with that? Why is it so bad that they want to be kinder, that they want to cancel Dr. Seuss books that have Chinese people as yellow people? I mean, it's just they're trying to be more. They're more woke. There's nothing wrong with being woke. It's just so annoying that they're trying to be a kinder, gentler, more inclusive culture. You know, gay people have been around forever. But the reason you didn't see them in your Making America Great world is because they weren't comfortable to come out to people. They weren't comfortable to be around. So why are you okay in living in a world, you piece of shit, where people are uncomfortable and it doesn't even affect you? But now, now they feel comfortable to come out, and they should.
Who are you attacking now? Wait, who are you attacking?
They should have been comfortable to live the whole time, and just in general, like the people that think they want to go back to the white picket fence and all this stuff. It's because all the other bullshit nastiness was hidden. They didn't have to see it. So now, social media and the woke media has put it in front of their eyes, and they want to go back to where they didn't know where it was there, even though it's always been there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Or am I not making sense? I'm trying.
No, okay. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. All right. And that's the diatribe. Now we'll get to the actual reason I even bring it up, is because now the talk, which is the ripoff of The View, the one with Sharon Osbourne, has now canceled Monday and Tuesday shows amid investigations surrounding Sharon Osbourne, who made comments on the show because she supported Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan is a fucking asshole. I get it. But nothing he said was racist, outwardly racist. But now, because Sharon Osbourne defended him, he's a friend. He's been a lifelong friend and a coworker on America's Got Talent. So she said, hey, I know Piers. He's good. She even said on the show, I don't agree with everything the dude says. His shit is kind of out there, but they kind of pay him to be out there. There's a reason he's out there, so they pay him to do that. So I don't agree with everything he says because he was the Meghan Markle interview. He ended up storming off, blah blah blah. Which he said some asshole things, but they weren't racist things. But it's because Meghan Markle was black. They're saying that what he said now all of a sudden is racist. So now they're trying to cancel Sharon Osbourne, and CBS has launched this investigation into her, and they've canceled Monday and Tuesday shows just because she defended Piers Morgan. Now, this is a point where this is cancel culture run amok. Again, like Donnie said, it's a case by case basis. This one is wrong. Sharon Osbourne has always been very inclusive. She's been in the public eye forever. I mean, she's 70. Is she going to say some dumb things that maybe she doesn't understand because she's been on this earth so long before we were this woke?
First of all, let's not assume she hasn't had like 3 or 4 threesomes with a couple of minorities. Let's all just assume we all know, like, that's a thing.
Sharon, I want to watch.
Yeah.
Let the black man come in there.
Oh God.
Anyway,
Anyway,
she got into it with Cheryl Underwood, one of her co-hosts, because she defended Piers Morgan, and so she said. Then the CBS came out. We're committed to a diverse, inclusive, and respectful workplace. All matters related to the Wednesday episode of The Talk are under internal review. The network said in an earlier statement. She said, "I'm not a racist. I don't care what color or religion anyone is." She went on. "Are you a nice person? That's what I judge you on." And then Cheryl Underwood trying to create controversy because that's what the shows do. It's fake controversy. She says, well, if you're defending him, then people might say that you're a racist. If you've known someone their whole to me, Sharon Osbourne deserves kudos. Like, she stood up for a friend when it's hard. Like, it would be easy to throw her asshole friend who just got fired off the bus. It'd be easy for her to do that.
I got to take off real quick, Andrew, but I got to give you some breaking news, and then I'll go and you can finish talking about Sharon. Breaking news, Chris Tiefel is actually awake before his alarm went off because he is a true boomer.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, go ahead. You wanted to say something, D.
Okay. First of all, I don't think any of it had, like, I think people get sidetracked. From my understanding, this whole issue was about him questioning her mental health. When she came out and said, you know what, she wanted to kill herself, and he was like, I don't believe that. That was the huge uproar.
He also said that I wouldn't believe her if she gave me a weather report.
Yeah. So this is a personal thing to him. It wasn't a like she's black. It was I don't believe her. He's got a personal beef with her. We all know that. That's always been a thing.
That weather guy called it out that she stopped talking to him for some reason. And
so when
he was creeping on her is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's mad because like she dumped him for a prince. Are you fucking kidding? You're Piers Morgan. The only Piers I would ever date is Piers Bronson. So fuck off. Like, shut up.
Remy Steele.
Yes, exactly. And one of the best James Bonds ever. But
canceling you.
I know. But I mean,
agree.
honestly,
I agree, D.
Like here, I just don't understand. Like, are we saying that like we're too sensitive to hear shit?
Yes.
Like you can't even say something. I mean, because how can you get canceled if you're too afraid to speak?
But the problem, here's the problem, D, two things. Number one, when you brush a broad stroke like that, like, oh, we can't say anything. Well, you're playing into the hands of those that want to say hurtful things. But that's why that's why I like to go by case basis. I don't like to say the cancel culture. I don't like to broad stroke it because there are reasons that if you're being a fucking asshole, well, then you should. Maybe there are times you should be canceled, but in this case, Sharon Osbourne didn't do anything. Piers Morgan was just being an asshole, but he wasn't being racist. So you're almost denigrating the racist label when you're doing shit like that. Go ahead, Donnie.
I was just saying you don't want people to be afraid to talk. Like that's not what we're going for.
Well, on the other side too. I mean, the network is just trying to look. They're a big business and they're trying to cover themselves, which is really why I don't think they could be back on the radio. Like I don't think it wouldn't last because Cumulus or Clear Channel, either one, is a huge business, and they're a bunch of scared bitches, and that's why the radio is so boring. Radio is so boring because the companies are scared to put anything in. That's why Mojo is there, because they're too scared to put anything on there with any substance. Go ahead, Donnie.
Well, just like any other situation, there's going to be a rebound. There's going to be a bounce. Mm-hmm. For example, like I hate to make like a football comparison, but like 5 years ago, the NFL was all going towards everyone was just throwing the football, so defenses had to go and become passing defenses. So now all these teams, like last year, turn into running teams because everyone's got passing defenses, and now they're going. So basically, my point is, we're finding our way through this wokeness and cancel culture. There's going to be a really hard bounce where I guess what I'm trying to say is shows like us are going to be what everyone's trying to get. Everyone's going to want to get that. That edge is going to come back, and it's going to come back hard. And I don't mean in a bad way, in a good way.
Right.
In a woke type way. Once we're done canceling everything that we see, and we kind of get our bearings. Like, okay, that dog isn't actually racist. He just didn't know that guy.
Exactly.
There's gonna be a balance.
The dog bit that black man. Obviously, that dog is a racist.
Yep.
There's no doubt. So now, and that dog is a Chihuahua. So now all Chihuahuas are racist, and we must cancel them all. That's like the level of thinking that goes.
We have a video of Goofy saying racist things in a movie. You're like, wow.
But on the other,
we're just going to be ready for the bounce when it balances out, and we'll be what the world needs.
You bring a great point, Donnie, and a lot of people will liken it to a pendulum. Like we swing so far one way, and then we start to correct. And another great example of that is like you say the what was the other? I was going to give another example. Oh, the Me Too movement. I think there are some people that legitimately got swept into it that probably didn't deserve to be. But when you're in the apex, the borderline shit, you're going to get swept up into it. And then the pendulum comes back and we find the place where it makes sense. There comes a point with everything where you've gone so far that it doesn't make sense. And then, and unfortunately, there are going to be some collateral damage. And then you finally find that sweet spot where, okay, well, this person really needs to be canceled. They really are a fucking asshole and racist.
Right.
So I don't know. It'll be an interesting it's an interesting time right now for sure.
That kind of disappoints me about Cheryl Underwood.
Why?
Because she would draw that kind of conclusion because she should know better.
She's a comedian,
and I've seen her say some shit on stage where you're just like, dude, there was one time she referred to the audience as her bitch. Mm-hmm. And she was not going to let anybody fuck her bitch before she got to fuck her bitch. She said, she was like, that's why people don't do guest sets in the front of my shows. They do it at the end because nobody gets to fuck my bitch before I fuck my bitch. Wow. Right?
Well,
and then so how, if I were to look at that, what does that say about how you look at people, how you treat people? What you think of people in general, if this is how you approach them as a group.
Well, and you bring up a great point, D. There's easily tapes that you could pull up from Cheryl Underwood's stand-up and be outraged and try to cancel her. There's no doubt about it. But here's the thing. She was questioning Sharon Osbourne, and you could tell she didn't believe what she was saying or didn't want like she's the black person on there. And like these shows, these fucking shows, it's the producers are 22-year-old pieces of shit that don't know what they're doing. And they're running the networks and they're like, we have to have the controversy. Cheryl, you're black. So you need to take down Sharon. It wasn't real. And then of course everyone gets outraged. It's the fake outrage that oh my stars, oh my word, I can't believe Sharon Oz. It's all fake bullshit. Anyway.
Dude, there needs to be like a woke alert. Like when somebody says something that literally somebody can misconstrue and they're not listening to the context around it. They just hear like the one little blurb. There needs to be a woke alert where it's like, hey, we realize that some of you may think that this means this. And then it goes, well, you're all fucking wrong. So calm the fuck down and tune into something else.
But I hate denigrating the woke movement. That's why I hate brushing it, because there are things that are said that are you are a racist.
But see, you know what? That's not the woke movement. That's the human movement.
No, I know, but racists hide behind that. They'll say something super racist. They'll be like, "Oh, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with us being all white people. Oh, now you're going to cancel me? Oh, well, yeah, yes, motherfucker, we're going to cancel you because you're a racist piece of shit." But that's why I hate I don't know how to explain it, but it is what it is. Like, and Georgia said Andrew Z show from 2006 would never survive in 2021. That is true. Mm-hmm. you can't let people naked people jump in a sleeping bag with their a kid with their father and do a naked roll around.
On accident. We did not do that on purpose.
You did.
I
They were
know.
supposed to be
And
blood
first of all,
relatives.
whose fucking fault was that? Like, really? That was your stepdaughter. You didn't even run that by your fucking new wife, you weirdo.
Okay,
You didn't
hold
think
on.
that was a thing?
For
You
those who don't
shouldn't
know.
have said something to somebody like you weren't real blood relation. I think we all would have fucking stood up and said that was weird, and maybe you shouldn't be in this competition.
For those who don't know, we had a competition where you had to get into a sleeping bag with
Wait. I don't even know if we can explain it. We're gonna get canceled.
you
Come on.
get into a sleeping bag with a parent of the opposite sex, and you both had to be naked, and you had to roll the sleeping bag, and we tried to time you to see who could do it the fastest. So we had this dad and this daughter, and she was an adult daughter. She was like 20 or something like that. I mean, she was over 18. So she would go down there, and then we'd get a random phone call, and it turns out the mom was pissed because the woman was this dude's stepdaughter. It wasn't real.
Yeah, it was all bad. It was
all
bad.
and our boss ended up getting suspended, and then I think we got called in the office because it happened. Our news guy was so appalled because he saw a naked person in the hallway. Oh Lord, my stars.
What about keep your idol for American Idol tickets? That's probably the most intense thing I've ever seen. I don't even know if I can say it. What happened?
Dude, I remember that was going on like right next to me. So what it was is you couldn't get you had to stay flaccid, if you know what I mean. You had to stay flaccid. And at some point you had couples come in and you had to stay flaccid. And this woman went into her man's pants and she just started
Another different guy.
Oh, yeah.
We switched the couples
Even
up.
her husband. She just went into his pants because you tried to stay flat. While a woman tried to get you aroused, you tried to stay soft.
He stayed strong. He actually won. American Idol tickets.
Donnie. Fucking idiot. You can always make him do anything for Kid Rock tickets and WWE tickets.
I know, right?
Do fucking anything.
WWE, these motherfuckers like come out and they're ready to sacrifice everything.
Doesn't matter. Oh my god.
I need to see Batista.
George says, I remember seeing videos of me yelling at people. Remember when that Ben Conop came in the studio and our AM station hated Ben Conop, but he liked us, so he came in and did an interview, and then the AM station tried to ambush him in the hallway, so I walked him out. And the news guy tried to ambush him, and I got into it with the news guy.
You don't talk to fucking guests on my show. You don't fucking talk to guests on my show. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but he came to see us. He's not here to get ambushed by this little bullshit. Who do you think you are? You hillbillies still on the air to this day, motherfuckers.
I guess they got the last laugh, didn't they?
No, we're making fun of him right now. We're like,
yes, we're important. Oh God! All right, that was fun. All right, for living the good old days.
Man, remember when you could just say whatever you want to on radio? We had so many good days.
No, I was mad at you, D. So I never listened to the show, The Morning Rush, when you were on there. Did you guys do any controversial shit like that, or was it already been?
Dude, I got suspended for and had to make a public apology to every fucking Paul Walker fan out there in Lucas County because
there's a lot.
Because evidently, you know, who knew Fast and the Furious was going to be such a thing? And but I had made a little comment that, you know, when you speed on a fucking road in a Ferrari and you wrap it around a pole,
yeah, it's gonna happen.
You know, and people were like, he was taken away from us too soon. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's not Sidney Poitier. He was fucking Paul Walker.
Right.
Oh, easy. Trigger George.
Look at George. You're gonna have to. George is gonna cancel you.
Like it was just like, and then so I got suspended.
Well, we act like Paul Walker is like you said a great actor. Well, you got lucky. You were in a car movie. You made 12 of those other car movies the exact same. It's all you ever did. There's no.
You know why you were a great actor? I was like, you know why you're a great actor is because you were in movies with Vin Diesel. I would be a great actor compared to fucking Vin Diesel in a movie. You know what? I win a race against every quadriplegic I run against. Everyone.
It's not because you're fast.
Not because I'm fast.
Oh, go ahead, Donnie. Donnie's feeling this one. You should apologize to you, apparently.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to be the woke police right now, and we need a woke consulate. Like,
there's got to be a panel.
Sure.
Like woke ambassadors. We all send somebody like to the woke world nation.
Woke panel.
Should this person be canceled? Yes or not? Yes or no? And you take you present the evidence, and there you go. All right. Demetrius Nicodemus, Donnie P. I'm Andrew Z. For Georgia Tiefel and Gina and everybody, thanks you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Come on!
Bye.
Come on!